Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast, also known as the PSVG cast. I'm Mee-Leigh. This is, so you know how this podcast is always sort of on fire? It's like riding a bicycle in hell. It's hot, but not that kind of hot. It's going to be 4 times worse today, I can already tell. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Yeah, we've got booze. We've got, okay, Delvin. We need to talk. We need to talk.
What did I do?
The people who are listening to the audio version of this need to know that his live streaming display name, because he can't just use his damn name like an adult. He's got it. Says Waluigi was robbed at gunpoint and y'all let it happen.
Yeah.
Waluigi got punked.
Got straight up bitched out. It's a travesty.
When I read
injustice.
Yeah,
erroneous. Erroneous on all counts.
Yes, it is a travesty.
And who y'all let it happen for? Punk ass Sora. Really?
Sora, what a
really people?
How lame.
Yeah,
we're not even. I haven't even introduced anybody.
We're gonna let Shaq do that because they'll be nicer about it. But
yeah, we will probably.
Delvin, I'm with you.
In the game.
Look, I love Waluigi. Okay,
egregious.
I do.
Why are we even still putting characters in this game? Like, what's the point? Can we just stop?
I don't think anybody's even playing the game anymore.
I think that's markedly unfreaking true. Just step back from the ledge, Donnie. Donnie, the internet.
The internet. Nickelodeon Brawl. You can play as Oblina.
There are more people excited to buy Nickelodeon Brawl.
Oh, Nickelodeon Brawl is probably the better game.
Any of those characters would have been better than Sora. Like we did the exercise in the Discord. I came up with 100 characters better than Sora.
I mean,
like,
I just
SpongeBob.
Another somebody with a sword.
All right. So Delvin's here with his busted ass display name. I'm Mee-Leigh. Dev is here. Donnie is here, and we're joined this week by Hayley because we don't have enough fire at this podcast table. We're just going to add a 5th person and see if we can burn it down. What's up, Hayley? How you doing?
Spit hot fire.
I'm
I was just about to say that.
Guess I should actually say hi for the audio listeners instead of just waving my hand.
Waving.
Like an idiot.
Hi.
That's not how that works, Ellie. You have to speak.
This is like radio. It's
You've
not
done a podcast before. This isn't new to you.
You do this regularly.
I know.
Jesus.
Oh, it's like I'm not ready. Like I'm not. Oh God.
There's no way to prepare for this.
Podcasted this late though, besides the Easy Allies thing I was on. So
Look at that low key drop. Look at that. Just,
yeah, look at that.
That was like a week ago. Like
this is
the last time
a week ago.
That little podcast I went on. You
know, she's cooler than us. That's fine. That's all right. That's fine. That's fine.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say y'all
y'all
are way cooler. So.
Not even close.
Cool is an interesting word choice when you look at Delvin's display names every week. If you want to go with cool, we could try cool. Infuriating. I love you, Delvin, but you're killing me, Smalls. Like, for real. I just want to, like, roll up a newspaper and boop you on the snoots with it. Like, no.
Delvin,
I like just rotating name tag, though.
Never change.
I won't.
It wouldn't matter what I said. He would still, like, do it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a 10-year-old child. Like, well, if you tell me not to, I'm going to do it more.
That's pretty accurate.
We could have Chalfie instead.
Oh,
Stop! I love Chalfie.
Chalfie will let the explicit fly. He is an habitual line stepper.
Line stepper. Good Lord.
Line stepper.
All right. I don't even know where to begin. You know what, Hayley? You're visiting. Tell me what you are playing or doing this week. Give it to me.
Here we go.
Break it down.
I'm not doing the PSXP thing here.
There will be no TV.
No, I know Johnny doesn't like it, so I'm not going to do it.
Not on this show.
I've been playing Hades.
Nice. Yes.
I've unlocked 3 of the, I think, 5 hidden weapon aspects. So I have the gun, the spear, and the bow now unlocked. I'm still trying to get the fists, the shield, and the sword. The sword, I think, is glitched, though, because you're supposed to be able to get that in the House of Hades, but it's just, no matter how much conversation I have, it just won't, like, reveal itself to me. And then I've been playing Alan Wake Remastered. I'm about, I think, 3/4 of the way through episode 2.
So you are not the only one playing it. I believe that Donnie and Delvin are also playing it, and I would be playing it right now, right? But I placed the order. This is why I might start buying digital video games. I think I finally reached the point at which I will.
Did you also go to GameStop?
No, because I'm smarter than Delvin, but I got boned over by Best Buy. So, like, I don't just like. So I placed an order at Best Buy, and they're like, "Cool, you can pick up your order tomorrow." And now they're like, "We don't know when we're gonna have that." And I'm like, "Why did you let me order it?"
We can't find it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh.
ridiculous.
It's like the Seinfeld skit.
Yeah, that's how it feels. So
That's how
I'm
reservation works. I know how they work.
I'm not mad. I know how they work.
I don't think you do.
Why don't you three talk about Alan Wake Remastered? And first of all, I'd like to know if you guys have played it before, if this is your first run through. Okay.
I have played it before.
I played Alan Wake.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me things. Tell me how you feel about this video.
Well, as non-spoiler as possible, I do like the added QR codes that are definitely teasing what everyone wants, which is fantastic. I also like the subtle
Silent
nods.
Hills?
Stop it. Fuck you.
Stop it.
Whoa.
Shut up with that nonsense. I'm so tired of the rumor mill of Silent Hill. I'm tired of it.
Rumors?
Well, spoilers for later.
Spicy.
Oh, I know. I was well aware. Also the teases to Control, which are, I would say, new content, but they're definitely more emphasized now that they were there. I think a couple of the things that people are noticing as references to Control were already in the game before, but nobody knew what they were.
Mm-hmm.
The QR codes are definitely new, though. They are recently uploaded videos that each one is called Visions, and they definitely link when you pull the QR code up. Definitely like that. I will say the 4K textures, definitely interesting. It does take a little getting used to that Alan Wake himself now looks more like the actor who modeled for him than the original character model. The cutscenes are very nice. I still absolutely suck at the dodging mechanic, though.
Let me ask you this, Hayley, because I didn't think the cutscene looked nice at all.
Yeah, neither.
Oh.
Well, that's not. I wouldn't say they don't look nice.
They look better than 2010, that's for sure.
There's some rough edges that you can point
yeah.
out for a remaster.
Yeah.
Sure.
There are, but
they look up-res like originals. When they zoom in on faces, like the new character models look really great.
Yeah.
I want to say it looks like some cutscenes have been reshot, while others look like holdovers. I don't know if that's true or not.
I agree.
I would like to note for the listeners, this is a $30 remaster,
It's $30.
not a $60 remaster, and I think that's an important distinction. Just
The only issue
record.
that I've really noticed, and it's really not an issue. It's just like, it's just kind of like a little rough. When cars move, it kind of looks super weird.
So
they don't necessarily look like they're rolling. They kind of just like they kind of just chop.
I just got to the first driving section right before we started recording.
Yeah.
Oh boy, they have not refined those vehicle controls at all.
Yeah, that's a little rough. But like the actual game, like outside of the cutscenes, the game looks great.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's markedly improved. It is, at least to me, I'd be interested in hearing what you two think, looser than I ever remember. Like controlling Alan Wake, like I had to tighten up everything, like all the sensitivity, because I was like, this is kind of like you just spin the camera, it feels very almost floaty. Like
Interesting.
And it's not a bad thing.
No.
To be clear, it's not a bad thing. It just, from like the old way that I remember playing, like it was tankier, like more like kind of direction, run that way, kind of turn, run that way. So this is more like free form, free flowing movement. And it caught me off guard. It was like probably the biggest thing that I noticed when I started playing.
So the original movement for Alan Wake was definitely a lot more tight. The movement change for Alan Wake came with the PC port, I believe, in 2012. When they did that, that's also when the difficulty changed, because you'll notice anybody who starts the game now, there's no hard mode. It's easy, normal, and nightmare. Nightmare is unlocked after you beat the game. It does not matter on which difficulty, but once you beat it, you unlock nightmare. In the original game, it was normal, hard, and then nightmare. They've now since changed it and refined difficulties a little bit. There's easy, normal, and then nightmare. Essentially, easy became what normal was, and nightmare hard became normal. So it's just interesting. The movement, however, you definitely need to tighten up because Alan is way too floaty. Like
it just feels like kind of slippery almost. Like when he leans and like he kind of runs, you turn and stuff. I was like, this is just different. Like I think everybody will notice it feels different.
Especially once you start frequently using the dodging mechanic, because I've gotten to the point where I have flares now, right? So like once they start throwing more enemies at you, you get like the flares. Once you get into like groups of 6 enemies and you're trying to dodge like more than one enemy at a time, it's definitely a problem if you do not tighten up those controls, because you are gonna get wasted. So,
and I already remember like how kind of tedious the battery thing is. Like I get it, but it's like through like 2 chapters, I've already gone through like 40 batteries. It's like no flashlight needs.
I haven't changed battery once. I've changed my battery 4 times because I do the smart thing and I take longer with combat, but I just literally don't use I don't hold it down. I have 20 batteries and I I literally just stand there and just hold it and dodge, hold it, dodge. I suck at the dodging mechanic, but I have only died twice, and it was to no fault of my own. I died once because I fell off a tree when crossing a river, and I died the other time because I got stuck.
Falling off the tree sounds like a fault of your own. Getting stuck, that's different. But like, oops, I fell off a tree. I mean, like,
Here's the thing, though. There were originally in the 360. You weren't supposed to be able to die on the trees. There were invisible walls there.
Well,
they're no longer there.
That's where I'm gonna die.
Oops, we have more frames now. Enjoy.
Like in real life or in the game, Delvin?
In real life, just fall off a tree one day.
That's an embarrassing way to die. You can't do better than that.
Die,
Good
sir.
Lord. You can do better than that. You live in Florida. You could get eaten by any number of murder creatures. Like, come on, man.
I'm gonna die in a weird, lame way. Like he was in a tree getting a frisbee and just fell out and just died.
Getting a frisbee.
Nah,
what?
It's gonna be some anaconda that pulled you up into the tree, and they're gonna
And
think
then
you
a
fell off the tree because
crocodile
that's where
ate
the
him.
body is gonna land.
That is way too cool a way to die. Like,
Look, I can arrange anything. What do you need? I got
He's got a big
a call.
scene going home with a suitor after a bar and just never seen from him again.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
That's probably how Delvin's
That
gonna go.
sounds right.
I will say
that
on
might
the
be
Alan
accurate.
Wake thing before we go too far off of that.
Oh, good luck.
I know. I'm aware how
Welcome to
this
a
show
podcast.
goes, but I will still say hunting rifle is still absolutely OP, and I love it.
Nice. I am
That's
excited
really
to.
good.
I'm really excited to play this game for the first time. I never played Alan Wake at the time that it came out. I think either I had just had my kids or it was like I was not playing spooky games of any sort. I was a big baby and I couldn't handle them. I have since fallen in love with them. So I'm really excited.
I will say
It's a
I
good
never-
option for like the Halloween
Yeah.
season,
Spooky
especially
season.
remastered is nice. I don't love it. I don't think I ever have. I just like it. It's just good. It's kind of like, at this point in time, it's kind of old school,
Sure.
like horror comfort food.
It's
I've always loved it. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was going to say it's a product of its time, and I'm okay with
It
that. And I
is.
think for horror games,
It's got a
those
good
old-
narrative.
but the clunky mechanics hold up well for a
It
horror
does.
game because it
Also,
feels, spooky that way.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know.
also never played the DLC, so some stuff in this remaster is definitely new to me. I've never played
That's
the
awesome.
2 original
Nice.
DLC packs. So
Nice.
Nice.
And that American Nightmare stuff is not included, right?
correct,
No.
because that was a standalone game that happens after
Right.
the events of Alan Wake and is technically not canon.
Interesting. I own that somewhere. I still would like to play that. So, Hayley, is that it for you? Is it just Hades and Alan Wake?
Until 12 o'clock tonight. Yep.
What's out at 12 o'clock? What's happening?
Far
Far Cry
Cry.
is happening?
Far
Okay.
Cry.
This week is a crap show. I don't know what day I'm in.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Me and my boy Chorizo the dog are going to hang out. We ready? I also pre-ordered that game from Best Buy, so if I don't get it, I'm going to cancel it and I'm going to buy it digital. Because I did them both at the same time, like an idiot. I don't want to talk about it. I'm
Hey,
Delvin
at least-
now.
at least
Hi.
It's not Delvin's
I got-
GameStop story from last week.
I have a GameStop story for this week, but
Right.
I have the gold edition of Far Cry from Best Buy as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because
bought-
I want the Steelbook.
I
Steelbook,
want the
same,
stupid edition,
same,
but
see?
digitally. I don't need a fucking flamethrower.
We're like
replica.
twins.
Yeah,
Except I'm like her evil half, and she's like my good half.
that's true.
I would 100% agree with that. I'm
That's
co-signing
true.
on that.
That's the most accurate thing you've said in
Accurate.
a minute. That'd be true. Donnie, tell me. Oh boy, tell me what happened to you at GameStop then, because I don't know what.
It's actually
what,
not that bad.
Oh, good.
Nothing can top
piggybacking off
Delvin,
of-
so.
Piggybacking off of Garrett Bland's story. Hello, Garrett. He's in the chat over on Nintendo Shack. Plug
Yep,
for
yep,
the network.
yep.
Go
That's
listen
right.
to the Nintendo Shack. You can find Elaine in
More of
happier
me.
spirits each week.
Yeah, plus, I'm not piloting a flaming bus full of crazy. So
He,
yeah,
It's true.
He was, there's a lot of been said in the last week. They have a trade-in promotion that they're going on. It's a lot of people are really focused on consoles, but you don't have to pre-order anything to get the boost, and the values seem to be up across the board. It's not just hardware trade-in. So I was like, I've got stuff I could trade in. Namely, I've collected way too many damn controllers. Like so
Donnie, it's
many
true.
controllers.
It's true. It's true.
So, and as I'm buying more controllers, you guys already know I have more on the way, and
So do I.
especially the Forza controller is going to be my new main controller.
Me
So
too.
I was like, I don't need this Elite controller no more. I've got like 2 Series X controllers I never use. I've got an extra DualShock that I bought back when I had black faceplates that I never use anymore. I was like, let's trade in these controllers. I wonder what they're worth. So here's my story. I happen to be over in town because somebody swiped my fucking Challenger at a strip mall this weekend and ran away.
They should
And
be
they put
murdered.
they put a dent in my Challenger, and I'm super pissed. But I happen to be near a GameStop. Delvin, this is the story as why Donnie doesn't shop at GameStop.
Yes!
I walk in because I check their website and I type in Elite Controller on the trade-in value. And if you go and do that as you listen to the show, you'll notice that there is no trade value given. It just says there's no value. Like, you can look it up, it's just not there. So I walked into my GameStop and I honestly thought that they're just not taking Elite Controllers in trade. So I walk into the store that's nearby. I drop my Challenger off. I was waiting for my Uber. And I said, hello, young associate, like whoever that was, right?
Hello, young man.
Yes,
or woman.
exactly.
Yes. Hello, you
fellow kids.
Hello, you can't. What's up, fellow kid? That's how I feel going into GameStop. Yeah.
He was super young, and I said, what's the trade-in value right now on Elite Controller? And he types away at his computer. He looks over to his manager. He walks over. They have a little discussion. He comes back to me, and he utters this. Sir, I'm afraid there's no such thing as an Xbox Elite Controller. And I fucking left. I
wouldn't have even said goodbye.
I left. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
There are two problems with this. There are two problems. Number one, they sirred you, which, children, please, stop that. Like, we know we're old. Stop that.
Sir?
Sir.
Donnie?
I had an Xbox video on and he
that's the
me.
second problem. And third, what the hell?
How do you not know what the Elite Controller is?
He had no idea. I swear to you.
Stop.
Yeah.
So
He should be fired.
I went to the other store that's on the other side of
Time out.
It's not that far away.
Other store. You hear that,
Yeah.
Delvin?
No.
Notes.
Yeah, he went to a different Delvin. I'll draw you a picture.
Take notes.
I'll draw you a picture. I'll mark it up on Google Maps for you.
My daughter needed a corsage for homecoming, and we went to another strip mall that had a GameStop, and I walked in and I said, before I ask, let me tell you what just happened at this store. And I told them, and they looked at me, and they were like, "We've got to report this to the manager."
I got to make a call. That's how I would.
Yeah, they were
Thank
like,
you.
"This is embarrassing. We're so sorry."
It is embarrassing.
So anyway, long story short, I found out that with the trade bonus, and like apparently as a new, what do they call it, power up rewards or whatever.
Yeah, the pro. If you're a pro member,
I get a boost on top of the value that they even
10%.
list on the website.
You get 10%.
I got 135 for the pro or for the elite.
What?
I got
Controller?
the controller.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
52
How much?
for the DualSense.
Okay, I got an
And I
extra one
got
of those.
48 for each Series X controller I traded.
Seriously? Was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait. Ooh.
Fuck my
deals
son.
with
You gotta
Donnie.
get my PS5
I walked out
trade.
with I have
Trade
a if you don't believe me, I've got my little card here.
No,
and,
I believe you.
No, I believe you. It's
No, hang on.
Donnie. There's no lies. No lies told here.
$272 worth of
So,
Black Friday spending
yep.
cash.
So I did something very similar recently, and I told this on Shaq, but I'll tell here because some people don't listen to the Nintendo show. I had 2 of the original Xbox Ones, launch era VCR ass Xbox Ones, and I walked in there and they gave me $110 each for those. $110 each. That's nuts. So I walked out with $220 off 2 things that do not work. Like basically do not work.
The Elite controller, mine was in great shape. As I keep most of my things in nice condition, but the Elite controllers on eBay, secondhand, are going for like $75-$80. You can get them every day because half of them are broke.
Yeah.
So I was really happy with my offer, and like I said, I have a list of games that I want to own, but I don't want to buy at full price. That I'm waiting on. That list is growing. It's like Tales of Arise. I want that Rocky game.
I want that Rocky game.
I want Monkey Ball. I want Cruisin' Blast. Apparently,
I
it's
want
really
that
good.
too.
Yeah.
I want that too.
And I told them, I was like, I'm going to save all this to Black Friday, and then when you guys do the inevitable Black Friday buy 2 get 1, buy 1 get 1, buy 1 get half off, I was like, I'm going to get all these games for like $100.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that too. That's my plan. I have a little
GameStop
list.
accept children.
So, are you playing video
Not your
games or you
GameStop.
just playing GameStop?
Yeah.
Yeah, your GameStop's a mess.
Your
This
GameStop's not
GameStop's
taking
not
anything.
even real.
Yeah,
Nah,
They're
he's
going to
going
take
to
things from you and give you nothing in
It's a
return.
Blimpie store.
I agree.
Make sandwiches.
I will gladly go to another GameStop if I could just trade in my kids for like a PS5 or something like that.
Lies and fallacies. We
What?
tried
Yeah,
it.
you love your kids. Stop it.
That's debatable.
I have been playing games.
Have you been playing games, Donnie? Tell me.
Yeah,
about your
since it's a 5-person show, I'll be quick. I played Life is Strange True Colors, the DLC, the Steph wavelengths thing.
game. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty bad, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
It's
That's what I've heard.
firsthand, like just first impression right off the get ran like not good.
I saw some of
Choppy
your
as all
stuff.
hell. Yeah. They released a 60 FPS patch for the game like today.
Why the fuck would you do that? Not at
I've beat the whole thing, and they're like, now we fixed it. It's like,
I
thanks,
didn't play it
guys.
yet, so
Appreciate it.
They released that for Garrett because he'll play it way later.
So will I. So will I. It's fine for me.
The wavelengths thing. Look, I'm not saying I don't regret it. It was fine. It's just it's very non-essential, unimportant, non-eventful.
Sure.
I think if you're not really into it, you could honestly say it's borderline boring. I think it might be somewhat misleading if you were going into it going like, oh my God, I can't wait to see Rachel and Chloe again. Like, you're not. If you were going into it being like, I can't wait to see Stephanie interact with these old characters, you're not. Everything is told from her memory, and there aren't like flashback memories. You don't even see it. It literally is just her thinking to herself.
No, that's
which
lame.
was a
That's
big
lame.
it was a big letdown for me. And in between those moments, which there are like 4, totaling a total of like 9 minutes worth of dialogue, you do menial tasks in the record booth. You spin records, you listen to calls, you do these things, you go and you fix vents and stuff like around the store. And that in total is like 2.5 hours. So you play the game for quite a while to get these little snippets of pretty uneventful, like there was no new, I don't think I learned anything new. There is a touching moment with Mikey. At one point you have like a Skype call, which is cool. I don't think it's worth playing to find out. I honestly, I would recommend anybody to just YouTube it. Like it's like $12.99 for the DLC.
That's pricey for what this is then.
And actually, this should have been free, and if anything at all. Like, I honestly wonder why it's even there. Like, I think it's just, like, everybody loves Steph. I love Steph. I'm not saying anything wrong about it, but, like, her existence alone doesn't warrant this. Yeah. They should have done more. They should have done more with it than what it is.
Also, like, I've mentioned before, like, in the Discord, I love Life is Strange True Colors, and I think they did really well with the introduction of Izzy, who is a trans character for anybody who hasn't played it. You know what I would have enjoyed as a DLC far fucking more? Hey, this character that you never meet in the fucking game, but you hear emotional dialogue from through the fucking game. Have Steph.
You get a couple text messages.
That's too bad.
And they're not very eventful. Now, there is some good stuff. There is a little bit. There's a little mini game that you basically play Tinder on her phone. In between, and you can swipe left and swipe right. And if you swipe right on certain people, like, you can have some dialogue if you want to. It was interesting. I didn't hate it. I was like, this is cool. I basically swiped right on everybody that loved cats. I was like, we're just gonna find folks that like cats.
That's kind of what dating is like in 2021. If anybody would like to know from my experience, like, where are the weird cat people? Let's go.
So it didn't run well, but ultimately my biggest issue is it doesn't add anything to the experience of Life is Strange. You play Life is Strange for the story, and quite frankly, this just didn't have much.
That's a lot of money to charge for something so, like, unimportant to the narrative, too.
Also,
it should have been like a pre-order bonus or free or a demo. Like, this would have made a lot of sense in advance of the game. It's like, here's a demo. It's like Captain Spirit. Captain Spirit, actually, was way better than this.
That was
like
very good.
Yeah, this was 1,000 times better than this. There's a lot of pride stuff in there, which I appreciated. Like, representation is great. I did have one issue that I didn't like, and it happened to me 2 or 3 times. So I don't know if I was doing it wrong, and this is just the way that it works, or if it's something that needs to be fixed. But so you have the option to, like, play your own records with basically, like, what's going on in the radio station. When I played my own records, they played over top of the DJ ones, and then I couldn't turn them off. Like, I had to restart the load to turn them off because they would just play on top of each other, and I was like, this sounds miserable.
That's lame.
On your comment, Donnie, that this should have been a pre-order bonus, shout out to the PlayStation Store. This is weeks after this news had been announced that, like, the remasters of Before the Storm and the first one were delayed. Shout out to the PlayStation Store for sending me a notification because I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, which gives you those. Going, hey, part of your order's been delayed. They're now coming out this. This is breaking news. I'm like, it's not breaking news. I knew they were delayed, and I also knew the date. You didn't need to tell me and send me a notification. I'm in an interesting boat with that
because I piggybacked off Kevin to play this. So I didn't keep my pre-order because it's not a physical pre-order. So I might wait on the remasters and just catch them on a deal or something.
Yeah, I mean, you've played the games already.
Yeah,
and
I already have.
The impact of a remaster in a game like this, where the gameplay loop isn't as important, is not going to be maybe as noticeable.
If they were day and date with True Colors, I would have kept my pre-order and
you were in it. Yeah, you were already in it.
I bought them for the Platinum Trophy, so.
Sure.
We knew this about you. Come on.
I know. Oh, by the way, right off the bat, not Platinum Alan Wake, just so we're clear. Nope, not a game I will Platinum.
That sounds right.
Fuck the 500 collectibles.
Happy to have that information, Hayley.
Donnie, what else are you playing before we move on?
I played a little bit of Chernobyl Light.
This is a game that I am interested in. I have it bookmarked to play. Yeah,
it's
this
kind
was
of
one.
Stalker-ish. It's kind of Dying Light-ish. We saw this at one of the Xbox things, and it caught my attention. I'll be quick with my impressions. I don't even call it a review. I've played it for 2 hours. I got the hookup through a friend because this was something I didn't want to pay for. I think it's $40, and I was like, I don't think this game is for me. Having played it for 2 hours, I'm pretty sure it's not. It's still not. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. I think it's actually quite good. Like visually, mechanics-wise, it's very good if you're into stealth and stuff like that. The stories is bonkers. Like it's
I'm in for that.
Wackadoo. It's not just Chernobyl. Like there are rifts in time and wormholes and loops that you jump through, and like it's bonkers. It's not what I was expecting, but it is a like set missions, go out and acquire survival stuff, survival game.
That's not for you.
Yeah, it's really not. You can adjust like the survival difficulty versus the combat difficulty stuff, which I appreciate. And I didn't have too many issues, but it is a survival game.
Yeah.
You have a party, you've got to manage their time, their energy, their exposure rate, their food, their rations. And I was like, this is a lot. But I enjoyed the little bit that I played and I liked it. So I would say if it caught your attention,
I want to try it.
I think it's good. I think it's a quality game. But it's just not a game for me. And the last thing that I started playing last couple of days is a game on Steam called Car Detailing Simulator.
I saw this. I saw this on the list, and I was like, "This could either be about how long he spent waxing his Challenger, not a euphemism for anything, the actual car, or an actual video game because the simulator genre is getting dumb."
Things. And I wanted to bring it up to you because I know you ride the bike, right?
Yeah, I ride the bike.
Do you detail the bike?
The motorcycle?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a lot of work because it's a lot of tedious chrome nonsense. So I don't often detail the bike. I wipe it off.
The Challenger has chrome rims and everything. You guys know how much I've been into buying this car that I've always wanted. So for like the last 6 months, I have dove down a very dark hole. I've got a cart. I've got like bottles of products. I've got buckets. I've got special sponges. I've got special polishes. I've got a buffer. I've been doing all this stuff. I can't even tell you how nerdy this gets. Like, I have watched so many people wash cars on YouTube. You will have no idea. Like, it's like an art.
Nerdy?
It's like an art form.
Yes, very much so.
It's like an art form. There are so many different methods, and like watching people like use like specific brushes to like brush out a Ferrari logo or to polish the chrome on the rims. Like, I'm so into it. It's satisfying in a major way. So there's one of the people that I've been watching. He came out with a game called Car Detailing Simulator where you grab an old junker and you fix it up and sell it. And it's like this economic sim mixed with power washing and stuff. And I'm having a blast.
I'm glad you're enjoying this.
It doesn't have controller support, which is jank. I hate this.
That makes sense, though,
I hate it.
for what this is. I know you.
But if it gets controller support, put it on Switch, damn it. I'll play it forever. I'll play it for 400 hours.
I upgraded the computer this week, and that is the nerdiest shit I've heard.
Tell me, all right, Delvin. Delvin, tell me about what you did. Tell me, get me away from Donnie's car detail simulator quickly. Help.
You pay people for that, Donnie.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on. For Delvin. No! Everybody has like a simulator game that they're into, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've ever been into one. Like there's like a goat simulator and farming and all that. Like
I like the house flipper one. That one's very soothing for me.
Like this one is that for me.
Simulator. It's very fun.
There's a lawn mowing one where you can like make the lines, and I want to do that because it's like relaxing. It's like a Zen garden.
Delvin's doing PC computer building simulator.
No, I actually
no. He built the computer. He built it.
I actually upgraded my laptop.
That's better than what Devin's doing. He's playing the game. You actually did it.
No, I'm not. It's not out yet on Epic.
See, he's not out yet.
I actually built the PC.
It's not out yet.
I built them.
Comes out soon.
Delvin, what did you do to your laptop? Please help me. Please help me.
My good buddy Dev helped me out this past week. Fix this old raggedy ass.
Wait till that invoice comes in.
He ain't gonna invoice him. He'd invoice you though. Dev would invoice you, Donnie.
Absolutely.
So it inspired me to actually upgrade my laptop that I do the podcast on.
Oh my God! Finally.
So why is your camera so blurry?
So why is your camera blurry right now?
I don't know. I don't know why. 'Cause I didn't change the camera, and this is a good
camera.
Clean the
damn lens.
I'm imagining like a Sony Handycam like duct tape to the top of his.
Oh my God.
That's
You're
a good
giving
idea.
too much credit.
I should have did
He's
that.
got
No, that's not a good idea.
I hate
Yes,
it.
it is.
I
So-
hate it so much.
So I upgraded the hard drive to 2 terabytes. There was only 1
All right,
terabyte in
okay.
there. And I doubled the memory to 16 gigabytes because it only had 8 gigabytes. So this motherfucker is fast as hell now. And I'm very proud of myself.
Well done. Well done. Did you?
Fast as
I'm
fuck,
very proud of
boy.
you, sir.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I did good. I'm
All right.
very
So
proud
what,
of myself.
did you play video games, or did you just? Well, you played Alan Wake. Did you play anything else?
Yes, I did. But before we get to that,
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I need to.
if
Here
you
we go.
anybody who has a PlayStation 5,
Okay.
go on their coming soon section. There is this game called Dark Mean City
Yeah.
that has a trailer. And this trailer may be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Is this like
Okay.
Abandoned 2.0? Is this what?
No.
Is this what we do with PS5s now? We watch trailers, of games that
it.
never.
Stop!
No, it's wild.
Stop!
It's wild.
That's what you'll do with your PS5.
This dude, whoever's making this game, they figured they clearly have like an indie rock band. So they said, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make like a screensaver.
Yep.
And this screensaver is gonna play our whole rock song. No gameplay, no footage. Just a screensaver of like a lake in a city.
And
it
it's just a jam session.
And it just plays 3 minutes of this rock song.
So for reference, it's not listed
just
as
a
an app,
YouTube video.
It's listed as a game. But
Yes.
as Delvin's saying, it's literally a static image with a song playing.
Somebody
Yes.
needs to come get these people.
This is insane.
Get these people. Somebody at PlayStation need to care about the shit that's being published on
Apparently,
their
this
system.
has been out for a while. Like on other stuff, it looks like.
I mean,
This is not.
It's amazing. Like, how is this a thing that's on the PlayStation Store?
I mean, Life of Black Tiger is on the PlayStation Store, so I think
But that's
you have
actually
your
a
answer.
game.
You seen that security gif of like the old man who like doesn't even touch people and he waves them through? That's
Yeah.
publishing over there.
that's well, but
Let it
Nintendo's
on
guilty of that too, and like you should see what happens on Steam.
That's
like
true.
you should just
We
don't.
got calculators and shit.
And it's
Yeah,
not
like,
even like,
yeah, Nintendo has a calculator. Like, what
You
do
know,
you?
not
to be
even, like,
fair though, a calculator
half
is
the
better
song.
than a JPEG.
If I don't know, dude. If I see you
the
sitting in a
whole
restaurant,
song.
if I see you sit in a restaurant, pull out your Switch to calculate a tip, we gotta talk. Okay, so no,
It's pretty baller.
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's bad.
It's pretty baller.
Hold on, baby, let me plot this
Game looks
calculator.
awful.
Anyways, it does.
It's not a game.
It's
not
just
a game.
screen saver with a
I'm at the
fucking hole.
website. I'm at the website for the game.
the
I went
game,
and looked
yeah.
it up.
What do you do? What do you do to play
It's
it?
supposed to be
trying
an
to-
open
I'm
world
trying to figure it
sandbox.
out.
That's what
Yeah.
it's described as.
Do you rock the minds of everybody in the game?
I don't know.
Let's see.
You rock
Is it
the
like
mind-
Brutal
read the
Legend, the
description.
indie game?
I'm gonna read the description.
Oh, here we
3D
go.
game with high definition image for PlayStation 4 and 5.
High
Xbox
definition
One.
image.
One image.
What?
One
Open world,
image.
open world sandbox.
That sounds like a
scheduled for release
spam
in
email.
September of 2022. Dark Mean City Eyes happens in a land where pirates have hidden treasures and have left a curse. 300 years later, in current times, this incredible story happens.
The fuck are they talking about?
That's like if you ask Google Translate to read something for like
It's like
a
just read the
spam
back
email
of-
that you got.
It sounds like the back of a cereal box. It
It's like
sounds
if
like
you-
So apparently,
you
it's
ask-
from a game. The game company is in Brazil.
that.
So-
Okay, so it's translated
English
from
is-
Portuguese.
Yeah,
Fine,
English isn't their first language.
but I. All right,
Game
Delvin,
developing is in their second language. What the fuck they're doing?
Delvin, please tell me you played another video game.
Jesus.
Why
Any
did you
other video
find this,
game.
Delvin? Like, how
'Cause
does
he's-
this come
'cause
about?
clearly-
That's what he does.
He's too bored. He didn't.
Yeah. See,
Wes, this is
I
what
can
happens when
explain
games stop.
something.
I can explain this.
No, you don't.
Sometimes,
Oh.
He
sometimes
loves that coming soon section.
When mommy and daddy
That
love
is
each other
true.
very much, they
No.
go to the coming soon section of the
my
PS5
ex
store.
hates me. She hates me. So,
Elaine, oh my
so
god.
I sit down sometimes with my daughter and we look at game trailers and we laugh at them because some of these games look ridiculous.
Okay.
That's the thing daddy-daughter does.
That's cute, actually. I'm gonna give you that. It's like going through Netflix and just starting to scroll
Yeah.
through the nonsense on Netflix. Have you
Yes.
ever read some of the descriptions?
Oh,
You can make
Yes,
a
I
whole.
have.
It's good. It's fun. So I get you. But also, please tell me you use some of your abundant free time to play another video game and not
Oh.
just look at screensavers on the PS5.
Definitely,
So-
I played the superior Smash game, Nickelodeon Brawl.
Why you gotta start fights on this podcast? Why you gotta come on this podcast and start shit?
I'm
Why
just
you gotta do
saying the truth.
I mean,
Waluigi used to be a Nickelodeon brawl.
Dude, could you imagine if they put him on Nickelodeon?
That would be
amazing.
hilarious.
That would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Luigi.
So that's a $50 game, right? This is not a full price game.
It's on sale now for $39.
Okay.
How much did you spend on it?
I spent $39, and I will tell you, I bought it on Switch to play with my kids.
Did you get it at GameStop?
Oh no!
Oh, you learned a lesson this week?
Digitally, yes.
On the spot, y'all. Let's clap it up for Delvin. Clap it up for Delvin.
I did good.
Did you also learn that lesson about another game?
No.
That's a fucking lie, and you know it because he posted the screenshot in the fucking Discord.
Son of a bitch.
Do you like the Nintendo fighting game before this goes further into hell in a handbasket?
I will tell you this. I gotta say, it's actually good. It plays like old Smash, like exactly like an old Smash Brothers.
Which
game.
Smash? Which old Smash?
Probably like Mee-Leigh.
Okay, that's
Mee-Leigh?
good one. Mee-Leigh?
Melee, yeah,
Melee,
Melee.
man.
Melee.
Same thing.
Melee?
Like how my
Melee.
friend
Is this
gets
some
upset
Florida
when I say
shit?
the word
Yes.
Lego.
It's French.
It's French.
You play Smash Brothers Mee-Leigh? The hell?
Yay!
Yeah, Melee.
It's
We have a name for the podcast episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
that.
Oh god.
But yes, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Me and my kids played it for hours.
Okay.
And they had a blast playing it, making fun of Lincoln Loud and playing as Patrick. It's just the fun. Like if you like Smash Brothers, you like Nickelodeon stuff. This is just a perfect fun party game to have because I was playing as SpongeBob and his little taunt is him. The whole what does the SpongeBob mean where he does like a chicken?
I love that they put the meme taunt in
yeah.
in this video game. That's very on the nose. I really actually appreciated that.
So I kept doing that, and it's just a lot of fun to play. Like Ren and Stimpy are together, so they're like what's the characters that's in Smash Brothers? Ice Climbers.
Yes.
They're kind of like the Ice Climbers, and it's fun playing as them because they have a move that's literally just happy, joy.
Oh. Can
So
you throw a log though?
yes, you can.
Yeah,
You
and
can.
Toast
They're an
Man is in it
electric fence.
too. Is there an
Have you
electric-
trying to
played as
think.
Danny Phantom yet?
I have not played a Danny Phantom yet. This game is just every Nickelodeon meme or thing that you know is in the game, and it's funny because there are actual moves that hurt people. Like, for example, when you're playing a SpongeBob, he has a move where he does the whole imagination.
Yeah.
That's
And he
pretty
can,
good.
Yeah.
and he can hit people with it.
This was made for our old asses. Like this
Yes.
was made for us. This was not made for children. Like everyone's
Yes.
like, it's a kid's game. I'm like, nah, this was made for
No,
us.
it's not.
I will say
This is
Paul
impressive.
Tassie's reaction to the Cora.
I don't want to hear anything
core
Paul
image-
Tassi.
You
Oh.
shut your mouth. If I got to hear about Jeff Grubb, you can hear about Paul Tassi.
Nobody wants to listen to Paul
Also,
Tassi.
also for reference, Donnie is usually right on this thing. However,
That's not
I will
usually.
think-
Usually.
Yes,
How about never?
Also,
I like that one better.
Let me just point out that when they revealed Cora as a character, the character model they put had Cora's eyes going in two different directions, and it looked real weird. And Paul Tassi tweeted, "Hold up, I need a new angle." And then they released a second image that looked better and actually like an actual.
It's ridiculous.
Well,
You
I can
can
say this.
see-
All the characters look fine. They look good.
That's good.
The game, like I said, gameplay is good. If you want to play something with your kids, it's a fun game to play with them.
On Switch, it runs well. Like
Yeah,
It
does it
ran
run
well
well
good
on Switch?
resolution and all
That's
that.
good to know.
The resolution isn't as good as the PS5 version and stuff like
Of course
that.
not.
Obviously,
But like, is it good?
It's good enough.
And, no. Hang on a second. Let's be clear here.
You're asking the
Is
wrong
it-
person.
Is it
Yeah,
good?
It's hard to have a comparison point.
Is it
when
better
you-
than like NBA Playgrounds on Switch?
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Is it better
Okay.
than WWE on Switch?
Way better than WWE.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's good.
So,
Is
yeah.
it better than your camera is right now
No,
on this podcast?
Everything is. Jesus.
Yeah.
but it's a fun game. I like all the references and stuff are cool. Cat Dog playing against them was cool. My only problem is that I wish it had more players, like more characters.
Yeah, the roster is small. I was
DLC.
disappointed by that. Yeah, they're gonna keep charging your ass.
How
for
many
them, but
characters are in it? I thought there was a good bit.
It's
Like
not that
20
many.
Or so?
I don't even think
I
it's
wanna
that
s-
many.
I want to say like 15, maybe.
Yeah, it's not that many.
Damn characters
I was
do
to
you
say,
need?
how many do you need?
But this is the problem with that, because okay, you have characters like
Smash.
you have SpongeBob, you have Sandy, you have Patrick, which is great. But then when you go to the Ninja Turtles, you only have Leo and Mike.
Yeah,
and
what
April
is
O'Neil.
that crap?
That's
Where
weird.
are the rest of the
There's
turtles?
no Raph and Donatello.
Right,
There's no
they're not
Donatello,
there.
Leo, or
Right.
Mike. I don't want either one of those.
Donatello.
That's weird. Then
It's
you
weird.
Then you have Lincoln Loud and Lucy Loud and none of the other Loud family members, but you can see them in the background of the game.
Nobody cares.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
and then you have like if you like our real monsters, they only have Oblina. Why not have the rest of the characters in the game? Like it's just so many incomplete characters. Like
They're gonna keep charging you for it. That's why you.
Yeah,
They're just gonna use the Smash method and keep releasing dumbass characters.
It's not just a Smash
charging
method,
you
like
for
the
them.
Street Fighter method, the Mortal Kombat
I'm fine with that, by the way.
Yeah, this is the fighting game.
This is
formula.
fighting games,
This is
yeah.
fighting games. Yes.
I'm fine with that, by the way. I hope they add more characters. I hope they add more obscure Nick characters. Add Doug and Patty
Yeah,
Mayonnaise.
I want Doug.
Doug and Skeeter.
Captain Underpants. Come on, there's good
Yeah.
stuff here.
Add
Good stuff here.
all the Rugrats.
Pork chop
I want to
main
beat up
forever,
babies. They
there
only have
online mode?
Reptar. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I do
I
love
want-
that they added Reptar.
I like that they added because that's the one you want to play. Also, I want to beat up babies out of context.
I
What
want
is
to play
wrong
as
with
Phil
that?
and Lil.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I
This
want
is
to
the
beat
problem.
Reptar and beat the hell out of Phil. And I'm like, I'm
I
gonna
agree.
get you mothers back.
It's why we can't have nice things, y'all, because we're
I
monsters.
mean, they got my Donnie Thornberry in there, right?
Yes. Nigel Thornberry's in there. No, he's not in
Good
there.
stuff, right?
It's only
What?
Nigel.
He's not in there.
Which is
Nigel,
weird.
not down.
Dude, I'm not buying this trash. What?
It's only Nigel
mind.
Only
Thornberry. That's
Nigel
weird.
Never
Thornberry.
mind.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Old
weird.
ass Nigel Thornberry throwing these old ass
Who the
punches.
hell was Nigel?
They're just
Yeah.
giving you a taste. They're
Smashing.
giving you a taste to
This
keep you
is-
coming
yeah.
back for the DLC. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
I'm curious if this does well enough for them to continually release characters. Now, this works with other fighting games because they do well. Like Street Fighter does well. You know
And
what I mean? Like
and
Smash does well.
I will say this. I think Game Mill makes this, and I played a couple of Game Mill's games. This is by far the best game they've ever made.
That's
Okay.
good because the bar wasn't terribly
Yes.
high to begin with.
Yeah.
It's a low bar, and we're raising it slowly. So,
Yes.
okay, all right, Dev. Slowly, Dev. What about you? You got games you played? You and I are still playing Kenna.
I
Clearly.
played one game. Yeah, I played Kenna. That's it.
Okay.
I am, I believe, close to the end. I'm
Okay.
fighting whatever the third guy's name is. I don't know. I just fought his fear.
Phil.
I just got the dash, which I was
Just got the
very
dash.
disappointed in just the dash. Yeah, I'm disappointed that it's not like I gotta pop a bubble to use. I'm just like, oh, come on.
The bubble mechanic is not my favorite. It's like because I keep playing it and like I'm struggling with the bubble because it throws off my parry timing and I cannot quite get the parry timing, and I think it's because of the bubble. Like I want to
agree.
time the hit coming onto a physical
I
object
feel like
that
we're too fast. We're used to like the
I'm
shield.
always
like,
early. I'm always
Yeah.
early.
I didn't
and
have
it's
an
not-
issue
Same here.
pairing in like
I want to use the
Assassin's
sword,
Creed.
not the
Right,
bubble.
I want because the
Yeah.
timing of the impact is hard for me to judge when it's away from the character like that, and I have no idea how far. It's
That's
weird.
why the damn saber-toothed Toro like just wrecked my lunch, man.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
not
if you
get it
can't-
down.
Yeah, it's that, and when you dodge, you still get sucked back into the attack mechanic instead of being able to just
That's
dodge
hard.
and get out of it. And
Right.
that drove me nuts when I was fighting the blacksmith. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
But
It's-
either way, I'm still really enjoying the game, and I'm
Great game.
I believe close to the end. So
Yep,
having a blast.
me
with
too.
that.
Love it.
Outside of that, all I did was life stuff. So I cleaned out my PC, like physical cleaning, like Donnie does his car, and then
Get the
I
dust
did-
out. You gotta do that every once in a while. You
Did you
gotta,
detail it?
I do it once a month usually.
Did you pull out the whole
Yeah,
kit,
yeah,
the wax it and stuff like that?
don't put wax inside your
No,
computer.
just the Windex to go ahead and get the nice shine on the glass.
Okay,
Sure.
Okay, I was about to say you're not supposed to put that
in.
inside the computer. You know that, right? Like
No, just
that's-
on the side.
Do you have a
of
nice-
the
GPU?
glass.
Do you have a nice air
CPU.
blower?
Yes.
Respect.
Yeah, you
have
gotta
a
have
shop
one of
vac.
those. Yeah, you gotta have a shop vac.
So yeah,
Word.
cleaned it out real nice. Removed an old spinning disk drive.
Oh, a
threw it in
bearing
SSD.
base drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I got rid of
Gotta
that.
get
So I
them
have
out.
2 terabytes SSD drives, one for like storage and one for captures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
2 M2 drives for like games and then boot. So Windows 11 is on there, running real nice.
Nice.
And then I installed a new Netgear Wi-Fi mesh system because this office gets the worst fucking Wi-Fi ever. It
Right.
drives
welcome
me
to the
nuts.
party.
Can't get a good signal.
Yeah,
So
I feel that.
I was able to get a mesh. Now I'm getting a consistent, solid 300 up, 300 down.
Nice.
Where I was getting before like 80, 120.
Ooh.
It was just all over the place. But it's been
Yeah.
very
But-
consistent. So 300 up and down. It's been.
I bought
nice.
3 pods to put around the house, and I loved it so much that I then bought extra pods so I could hardwire into the pod at every console station.
Yeah.
Everywhere I drop
so
a
my
console,
desktop is hardwired.
I've bought a pod so I
Yeah.
can hardwire into the pod.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to
Smart.
get a switch for this pod so I can actually hardwire both the PS5 and the desktop. Right now, the desktop is hardwired and the PS5.
I thought about doing that in my entertainment setup because I've got the pod over there, but I only have the one cord going to the Xbox, which means my PlayStation and Switch they lag behind. I've thought about getting a little switch and just
you get
wiring them all.
You get a 4-port neck gear for dirt cheap. Yeah, dirt.
So the thing is,
ports.
with the Switch though, I have a dock over here by the PC that like my streaming dock that's hardwired in. So like when I'm wanting to download something, I kind of just pick up the Switch and just dock it over here.
Then I would probably just do that. Yeah, that's easier. But if you have other consoles, a 4-port neck gear gigabit Switch is cheap.
I don't have to do any of that. The router is literally right behind me.
That's nice.
And I'm hardwired to everything except the Xbox because I'm out of Ethernet cords. I got to get an extra one. But everything is hardwired in my room.
It does make a drastic difference. It really does.
Huge,
it can. Yeah.
Huge difference.
It can.
Like my PS5, like Wi-Fi is literally right next to the pod. It gets like 80 versus the desktop.
That's all you get? Wow.
Even wiring into the pods, here is really bad. I'm getting like twice as fast versus Wi-Fi. It's not close.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, same here.
I pull 150 on my Xbox, and I am a floor below my router. Like I have a very good router.
Through Wi-Fi?
So, no, yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If
my Series X
PS5 is in the living room, I pull almost 1,000 on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, if you get it in the right spot, like when they're right next to my router, I have a very nice Asus router, a Wi-Fi 6 one, and it hauls ass when you get. Yeah.
I have gigabit. My Xbox will pull like 900 down, no problem.
Yeah,
like,
if when you're wired in, yeah.
No, I mean
your Wi-Fi. That's because you're right next to it. Yeah,
this is crazy because my Series X is 20 feet away from my router, which is right here.
Which router do you have?
Right.
That's and I also have
whatever they gave you. You have with the
I don't use I turned my.
I have third party.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, turn that Wi-Fi off.
I have an Asus Nighthawk and I use my other thing in bridge mode.
And upload much faster than yours, Dev, even with what they gave me.
I don't know. He's getting a pretty good.
I'm getting next 300 up and down in the place where I don't get good signal.
Yeah,
if I go
over
in the
Wi-Fi.
living room, I'm getting almost an entire gig down and up on Wi-Fi.
I'm about
in
the same
living room where the router is.
I've been gig up, gig down, but I think with this router, my tests, I'm more like 850 down.
That's
I'm like a
pretty
gig
normal.
Up. But over on the Series X, for example, though, when I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I think it was getting like between like 150 and like 190.
I get 150.
But when I wired, it was like 350. Like
that makes sense.
And that's wired into the pod, not the router, just into the pod.
Yeah.
Same. My desktop wired into the pod gets 300 down.
Yeah.
On Wi-Fi, if I move it in the living room, I'm getting almost a gig.
Yeah.
Nice. Mine didn't get that.
The nice thing about my router too is I can set quality of service stuff, so I can give the Xbox store priority when I'm downloading something. And my kids get screwed when they're streaming. No, they don't. I have so much bandwidth, but I play that game pretty aggressively on my stuff. So, let's see. I played Kenna. So here's the story. I'm being challenged. I'm meeting some kids, my kids' ages on like Sunday or Monday.
Lady.
And these kids like video games, and they have challenged me to a Street Fighter 2 competition. So these kids are dope. So I'm like booting up Street Fighter 2 like on the anniversary collection because I'm like, I'm not going to get my ass kicked by 10-year-old.
Are you bringing the pain?
I have to. You can't lose to kids. They'll never let you hear the end of it.
Wreck shops be a hurt business over here.
I don't know. If these kids beat me, I'm never going to hear the end of it. Like it's going to get real ugly. So I've been playing, like relearning how to play Street Fighter 2, and I'm like, I might be my hands hurt. I might be too old for this crap.
Challenge them via fight stick.
Arcade cabinet.
Show up with a fight stick and be like,
if I do it via fight stick, I'll win. I have a couple. I have a bunch. I have the cabinet.
Awesome. That's your trump card. What is do it on controller? If they're good, be like, well, see, the problem is I don't ever play on controller.
So I can just walk to the back of my basement and boot up an arcade cabinet with an old CRT that's running Super Street Fighter 2 that I restored, and we can just play it. They can stand on a milk crate like I did when I was 10. Yeah. Like here's a milk crate.
So if they're good, then throw them down, then wreck them and be like, see, you guys don't know anything.
Then I got to teach them how to put the quarters on the screen when it's your turn next. I got to teach them that shit. I gotta teach them that shit. That's some retro stuff. So that's on my list of things to do. Like this is how we quarter up. This is how we did it in the arcade. Listen,
they're gonna be like, what's a quarter?
That's fair. Don't you take Venmo? I swear to God.
Can we not talk about that? The amount of questions I get from people at work that are just like, does this bank support Zelle or Venmo or?
Nope.
I'm like, no, stop asking me. We don't accept this. Fuck off. Yep,
I'm too old for this now. So the only other thing that I've done is mostly life stuff. So I looked at my my bookshelves of video games, and I am out of space, right? And I no longer have the space to expand the bookshelf. So I took the games, and I have these like they're A5 size, they're small binders, and they have these pages that you can slide the actual insert from the game case and then the disc into. And so I've got them. I will take a picture. They're all lined up now. They're all in there. All my PS4 and Xbox games, organized by alphabet, and I can just flip through, pull out my disc, and go. And it's awesome. And I'm very excited. So I finally have enough space to put more games. That's good, right?
I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
That's the whole point of making more space, is to put more games. So all I do is I clean out the games and I put the empty cases in the attic. So if I ever have like a mansion, I can just put everything back together and have it wall to wall.
When you have a mansion.
I like that energy. It's either a mansion or a yacht. I can't decide.
The kids got to move at some point.
What about a yacht
Free
mansion?
up all kinds of
When
room.
the kids move, I'm putting wall-to-wall shelves in at least one room for all my video games. 360, get out. You know, like this is the museum up here. The other one is
you
for all
gotta
the...
find like the old stuff from Toys R Us too that has like all the branding.
Right? I want some of that. I saw an Xbox One on eBay, like the actual stand-up like display.
Y'all
and
want Toys
it.
R Us branding? Hi, I can get you that all you want. There's a Toys R Us right down the road that's still open.
I can't believe
in
you guys...
Canada, so it's going to be like
They're only
Game Shop.
I know, they're only open in Canada
We're gonna have
still.
to pay way
They're only-
too
yeah.
much for it.
Much
That's
more
true.
games.
It's true.
Much more, exactly.
But that's all I have been doing. So I think that wraps up the what we're playing. Donnie, let's do something different. And why don't you take us through the news? Because Elaine is tired.
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
plow
Let's
through some
go.
news.
Let's go.
So Konami was all the rage this past week as multiple sources have started to report that there is a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 in the works. That Konami has given the green light to that project to Virtuous Studios.
Snake Eater.
I like Snake Eater, but
Me
this
too.
is not what I wanted. After all the
Not
rumors
at
and
all.
everything
Keep
we've been
it.
hearing, I want Metal Gear Solid the remake.
The first
This is what
game,
I
they
want.
did that. They did Twin Snakes. That's been done.
No.
It's been done. We've done this.
They do
They can
plan on
remaster
releasing.
that.
I'm sorry.
They can
They could.
remaster Twin Snakes.
They could.
They
got
do
nothing.
plan on releasing HD remasters of the Metal Gear Solid games. It was also reported. So at least you get that. Hopefully it's better than the remaster they put on GOG. Like I looked at that and it's not very good.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
Internally,
want a remaster. I want a
Konami.
goddamn remake.
Yeah,
I want
so
a
do
new. I want a new game. Give me more new games.
Well, before that,
don't know
I
if you
think
want
I think
Metal
it's gonna be
Gear without
hard pressed to do a
Kojima,
new
though.
one without Kojima. So
Yeah.
give it some
That's fair.
time in between now and then. I would like a remakes. Internally, Konami is reimagining the Castlevania series as they prep a release.
Okay.
So be excited.
I wonder
are-
if-
are we excited?
I wonder if they'll tie it into the, well, if they tie it into the Netflix show, then yeah, that's actually that would be awesome. I like what they did with the Netflix show. So
I
if they
haven't
give
watched the
you,
Netflix show.
it's
Am I
real
the
good. It's very
Only
horny.
person on the
I've heard,
panel
I
that
just-
likes the Lords of Shadow stuff.
I liked those
Yeah.
games as well.
I've never
Both
played
of
any
them.
of it.
Never played
They're good.
Castlevania.
They're really good.
So.
Yeah, I want a big like third-person AAA Castlevania. Like I'm totally down with the 2D stuff as well. Don't get me wrong, but they just released the Anniversary Collection, so like when I hear that, like that's kind of what I want.
Yeah.
I would love like a Castlevania in like DMC style. Like that would be
Amazing.
They-
awesome.
I'd be much
They
more
sort
down
of-
for that. I
They
want
sort
a-
of
a
did
new
that. They
big
did Lament of Innocence back on the PS2. That was not terrible. And then they did the Lords of Shadow games. I would like more of that. That
when
would,
they when they say reimagining, I kind of got my hopes up. Like maybe it'll be that.
don't. It's Konami. They make pachinko machines.
That's
Please
what I'm
don't get your
saying,
hopes up.
right?
Please stop
Like,
getting your
they're
hopes up.
reimagining a
Anyone is
pachinko
getting-
machine.
Because they did the internal, like their internal team did the Metal Gear Survive thing, right?
Yeah, that was
wasn't good.
bad.
Metal Gear Survive was bad.
Let's
Right.
not get our hopes up. Let's
Yeah.
temper expectations. Like if we get
Konami.
more than
Yeah,
a
I got
pachinko
nothing.
machine.
The original port from Video Games Chronicle also says that multiple Silent Hill projects are in the works, which is not news. We've heard this before.
No, we've heard
we
this
know,
before.
We know that Bloober Team's working on one of them.
Yep.
Gematsu reported that, in some surprise, that the other one that's being worked on is being worked on with Kojima and PlayStation, of all things. This has been
I doubt
debated
it.
since.
Doubt.
I don't know that
Press X
that's
to doubt.
true. Yeah,
It
I
seems
just
far-fetched.
Yes, I agree. That's a stretch. It feels like a
If there was
stretch.
anything that I could be excited for, if Kojima came out and said, remember PT? Like if they re-released PT and he was like, and we're making the Silent Hill game,
Can you imagine?
I'd
the
lose
level-
my freaking mind. I'd be
the
so
level of hype
That'd be awesome.
excited.
for
That's
people if
oh.
PT re-releases.
Oh,
Everybody
I'd be
would
so
go
excited.
Wild.
I'd be
that
so
would be
excited.
a huge deal. But that's why I don't. Let's not get our. Let's not
Yeah,
get our hopes
exactly. So this is where I insert that Ellie Noir meme of press X to doubt.
up. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm here there. Yep.
I'm totally down with multiple Silent Hill games, but like we talked about this a lot on Empire. I think Elaine and I both agree. Like Silent Hill is a great franchise, but there are a lot of missed games in that franchise as well as good games in that franchise. So I don't get excited about.
I agree. There's more misses than hits.
I don't get excited about the
them.
prospect of just a new Silent Hill game. I want to know, will it be a
if you
good
don't play
Silent Hill
horror
game?
games, though, there's a difference.
Will it be a good Silent Hill game? That's
I
what
played
matters.
Dead Space.
I have no faith with Konami being where they're at that it would be good.
Yeah.
So
I do with Bloober.
I guess, but it depends on what Konami decides to allow because it's still their IP.
Sure,
So
sure.
it could be a shit show, and that's too bad.
So Dragonmouth says, thoughts on Sony allowing Konami, or thoughts on Sony getting Konami to allow Kojima to make Silent Hill games. So the thought is, we don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
If it is, I want it.
If it's
do
true,
want
it's
it.
amazing.
You.
I don't believe you, but I do want it. So that's my thought.
That'd be a big exclusive. Big time exclusive.
That's
It would
huge.
be. It would
Huge.
Huge.
PlayStation's getting game trials. This went live Friday, October 1st with Sackboy, which by the way, I've been playing. I got Sackboy.
Sackboy is very good.
It's so good. And Death Stranding. It's interesting because apparently the trial starts the moment you download the game.
It does.
Wait,
So can I get a
It
clarification on
tells you
this? If you downloaded the trial and just wanted to play it like next week, would it be expired?
Yep.
So-
as soon as you hit download, the timer
wild.
starts.
Wait. As soon as you hit the download, so
It's
if
like
you
if you
have,
download it
download
on your
button.
phone,
Yep.
you're on the clock.
that's
Yep.
bad.
As
That's
soon
bad.
as you hit the
can't.
button,
You
as
can
soon
only download it from the console.
Console.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
You
soon
can't
as
do it from
hit the button.
But
You
what
can't
if
do
your
it from the
internet?
web store?
No.
It has
can't.
to be on the console.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
what happens is it's its own button. Like instead of having the option to like the 3-button option there,
To
where like
buy,
you select the
yeah.
version, it's a thing you slide over to, and it gives you the free trial, and it literally says timer starts when download starts.
Yep.
Thanks. It should be when download completes. When
Correct.
download
No, it
completes.
should be when you
Oh, boy.
open
No,
the
it
application.
should be when
or
you
when
start
you
the
open
game.
the app. But
Yeah.
like this
It
is a
should be
demo.
from you start the application.
Yeah, stop
and-
making this hard,
Correct.
It shouldn't
Sony.
even be when you
This
start
is-
the application.
this
It
has
should be
been a
the same way
problem.
that EA does their trials.
Yep.
When you have 10 hours to play
Yes.
the game.
Of playing
So
time.
This
Agree.
has been
if
a
you're playing for
problem,
an
by the way.
hour, that's an hour used.
Agree.
Yeah.
This has been a problem since they did trials like this when PlayStation Plus started. Their trials that they offered at like with specific games did the same thing. It was not when you started the application. It was when the
Right.
download started.
That's
and
bad.
this has always been a PlayStation problem. They think they have a cool idea, but their execution fucking terrible.
I will give
Because-
them. It's bad. I will give them credit that your progress carries over to the full game if you decide to
Yes.
purchase. So that's the way that should work.
But in areas of the
It's
of
a
the
great
country
idea.
where
It's just
internet is
executed
not great,
Right.
your timer starting when the download counts. If it takes a whole day to download this game,
that's it. You're
you've
done.
already wasted your trial. You can't
Yeah.
even play the game. Like
That's bad.
That's not good.
That's bad.
So Delvin,
is wild.
don't do trials because you'll be downloading the entire.
I miss Blockbuster. Can they just like mail me the
Oh,
game?
stop!
Netflix,
Weird.
Redbox.
Red box me the
Yes.
game.
Here's go to the red box. Go to take your old ass
I've
to
been
the red
saying
box.
this a lot since our Google Stadia show back in the day, as Dev might remember. I've been hoping the streaming would be a solution for this for a long time. I'm waiting for Xbox to be like, hey, you can try any game on the store for an hour. Like,
Yeah.
with streaming, it makes so much sense. Like,
Yep.
you just hit play
I agree.
and you get a timed trial of everything. So
Yeah, they already have PS Now. Just do
right,
it.
do
Just
it
cut
that
Yeah,
way.
they have
Just do it that way,
infrastructure.
and
Cut it over.
you get people
We
using
have the
PlayStation now.
technology.
And then you could be like,
Yeah.
these games are on PlayStation Now for $10 a month. Please to subscribe. Stop being
Yeah.
stupid, Sony.
So
it's just.
I don't
You ain't
know
played
if
Last
it's
of
one
Us
of
2
your
yet?
story-
It's on
Yeah.
PS Now.
I don't
It is
know
on
if-
PS.
that's-
Try it
that's
now
my
for
favorite
2
part.
hours. Like if you have especially if you have a refund policy, like
Yes.
Steam and Xbox is the 2-hour refund policy, then everything should be playable via cloud for 2 hours.
Agree.
Like just a full, there should be no more like time. Like I also don't like the idea of timed demos. It's like, hey, you can do this trial,
Yeah,
but
it's
only
so
this weekend.
stupid.
That's
It
so
is
damn dumb.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
That's why I never played the Final Fantasy Origins demo, because like it was timed.
That's why
Yep.
I only did one of the Resident Evil 8
Yeah,
demos
I didn't-
because
Yes,
they were like,
I
you can
hate
play
that.
it on Thursday between 2 a.m. and
Yeah.
3 a.m. I was like,
I
get
hate
that
it.
was
So
out of
stupid.
here.
That was so bad.
There were
so
charts
stupid.
and just, it's,
Yeah.
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 You should not need
Get
a
that mess
chart
outta
to
here.
play a demo for a
This
game.
shouldn't be an issue. Nobody should be thinking
Yeah.
about this. And
God.
demos should be widespread. I think everybody should have the option to choose to try a game before they decide to buy it. Like how much heartburn and heartache would they have saved with Cyberpunk?
Oh, yeah, well, that's and now you're making the point about why that's
Ooh,
true.
see,
That's why it's true. That's why publishers don't want it. that's right there why. They want that
Yeah,
purchase.
Yeah, I know why they want it, but with streaming, like you can, like again, if you have a refund policy, then you're not saving anybody anything. If you can return it anyway, then it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Capcom COO Sugimoto has told the Japanese publication The Nikkei that Resident Evil and Monster Hunter, quote, will remain a focus of PC software going forward. The PC software sales are to the point now where they make up half of all of their sales by the end of the year. Quote, PC is driving global sales. We have recently stated that we will make the PC our main platform going forward. This year's Tokyo Game Show, we focused on exhibiting the PC version of Monster Hunter Rise. I think people are going to experience the change in our approach. Somewhere Dev was
PC
smiling.
Master Face.
I feel like
PC Master Face.
I want to see this be a day and date with all their games now, because like Monster Hunter Rise is a very good example of like the Monster Hunter ones. They're like 6 to 9 months past release. But that's a
Nintendo
also
check.
when they
because that happened with Monster Hunter World.
Yes,
same
also,
thing.
Yeah, it did.
I love when Monster Hunter announced, like when the PC version thing, they're like, "Hey, here's a survey for features you want," and like one of the options was crossplay. Like, why the fuck are you asking? Everybody wants that because it's been 9 months. They want their save to transfer over.
Yeah, they want their saves to transfer. That's a thing. So I mean, this but minus the sort of anti cheat protection software that they use, their games run really well on PC. The RE engine is built for PC really well. So if they could
feel like every game runs well on PC,
I still love
though,
that
right?
the RE engine is not code for Resident Evil engine.
No.
It's Reach for the Moon engine.
Well, that's why the logo is like that. I love that dumb crap.
We all know that like these companies, even the first party folks, like they build the original build of the game is built on PC and then optimized for console.
But the problem is the PC version is not always optimized. Sometimes you got to throw power at it and it runs like trash. So Capcom does a good job.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that anybody would dedicate like their main focus to PC, and then you port and optimize for other systems.
Especially
this is smart.
Since everything is running on x86, it just makes it much
like the developers when they're building the builds of the game, they're on their PCs. They're not sitting there with little consoles. So like it's not a surprise.
So this is smart.
Thoughts, Delvin? You just upgrade your PC. Thoughts?
Yeah.
That's some dirty ass shit.
All right, we're gonna move on. He's done with our bullshit. We're moving on.
We got another Dying to Know from Techland.
We did, and it was
Dying
great.
Light 2. They gave us more details about their reactive open world and how the game can drastically change. They covered more of their survivor groups and how you interact or align with them, and how that will open up or not open up skills or different areas of the world that have different features and things to do in the game. Siding with one group will not only impact the game's story, but also like the specific structures, the NPCs. Yeah. Like if you pick one faction, you may have access to a different store versus different things like that. And then they also announced, I think the biggest news that came out of this, a new character named Lawan, portrayed by Rosario Dawson. It's a character seeking revenge against an unknown group of people. You have the option to side with her, go against her, and Hayley can keep all that hate. I am here for Rosario Dawson.
She sure can.
Fuck
so
Rosario
you can
Dawson.
keep
go,
it,
baby.
Rosario
all to
Dawson. If they're gonna let me kill Rosario Dawson, hell yeah.
They might.
So then we all win.
Everybody wins. Everybody has options. I like that.
This is a good thing for
amazing.
When is this video game actually out?
February 4th.
February.
Oh, that's right. This one got pushed to February. Right,
also,
where everything lives.
Also, that month is hilarious because the remasters of
not even sure that's going to make February.
We'll see.
Like,
we'll
see.
The first later.
Who knows? May never come out.
It's coming out in April. Calling it now.
Yeah, word. It's going to be late spring. What else you got, Donnie? Tell me about Xbox.
The last bit of news is a lot of news, but I'll get through it quickly. But Xbox is kind of having a week here. They have a lot of announcements that are kind of dropping every day. They're even teasing one tonight. They're teasing a controller actually out there for their 20th anniversary. So Tokyo Game Show. Everybody knows they had their little thing. Phil was there. They had Shinji Mikami on stream, which, to be honest with you, I wanted to ask you guys this before I talk about the news. I know that Shinji Mikami represents like Xbox's only Japanese studio. Isn't it a little weird like to just trot him out at every Tokyo Game Show like he's the token
he feels
Asian
like the
guy?
token. It sucks.
Yeah,
it's definitely token.
They need somebody else, right? They need one other person.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not a good look.
We need to mix it up every once in a while.
It's poor.
They had Todd Howard over there too, which, to focus. Shinji Mikami did say that they're building a new game. Didn't talk about what it is, but the sky's blue. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
Arcane Studios' Redfall will feature full Japanese text and voices, and so will Starfield, which Todd Howard said the largest translation ever, with over 300 actors and over 150,000 lines of dialogue, all being updated for full Japanese support. That's a big deal.
Either of those games, I will play them in Japanese with subs. Just like I did Ghosts.
Scarlet Nexus and AI, the Somnium files hit Game Pass same day.
That's rad. That's great.
It's a big deal.
Scarlet Nexus should have been on there day one. That would have been a smart thing to do.
I don't feel burned, but I didn't like Scarlet Nexus as much as I hoped I would, and I now wish I had waited, which is where I am now with Tales of Arise. I played the Tales of Arise demo, kind of loved it, like Scarlet Nexus, but on the fence is whether or not I want to pay for it. So now I'm in this position. Do I wait for Tales of Arise to come to Game Pass?
Wait.
Or do I buy it on Black Friday?
I would wait because you actually buy it on Black Friday, as I don't know if it'll ever. Those Tales games are long. I love
Tales
them.
Definitive Edition was on Game Pass.
They're like 100 hours.
Yeah, I love the Tales games deeply. Berseria is one of my favorite games the year it came out, but they are.
Have you done Arise yet?
I played the demo. I own it. I bought it. I know I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be 100 hours of video game though. You're gonna get bored before you finish it.
I was playing it and I was just like, man,
it's fun.
Xenoblade could be like this.
Yeah, I think
Johnny's gonna play it for 20 hours and be like, all right.
And I'm totally fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's why Game Pass.
Should I wait for Game Pass or buy it?
Yes.
Because look at how many video games you have to play. I would wait for Game Pass.
And I feel like Xbox puts an emphasis on trying to get more Japanese supported games into Game Pass.
They do, but we've heard that every year though. So,
but they do a good job of it.
They're not doing a bad job.
But every time they make the comment that finding more studios to bring Japanese games.
They've brought lots of Sega games. They've brought the Yakuza games. They had the Nier game.
I'm not talking Game Pass though. I'm talking to the Xbox ecosystem when they make that comment. I laugh because they've said the same thing I think for 6 years in a row now, and they're good at it. But it's still please find a new comment.
It's a very uphill battle. They really are. They're working hard at it. They're the only console maker who has to work this
upstream.
Hard. Yes. Yeah. So they are I think the reason they keep repeating
I don't feel bad about that at all.
No, the reason they keep repeating the comment is
I would like a new comment from them other than we remain committed, which is what they've said for the past 6 years.
I don't know that there's anything else to say, but it is nice that they're reminding people.
Is there anything wrong, Hayley, with them saying it once a year?
I don't think so.
I think they say it more than once a year because I think Phil Spencer's been asked about 4 times this year.
Well, what you say in interviews when you're asked isn't fair. What they trot out.
What's he going to say?
On a stage. What else is he going to say? Fuck you.
Nah, we're working on Poland this year. What the fuck's he going to say?
Sweden seems nice. We'll work with them. What do you say?
I mean, it's fair. It's just an interesting. It's just interesting.
It's smart. Yeah, it's marketing talk.
Marketing. It's also the same thing whenever people ask Jim Ryan about a Game Pass competitor. It's what's he gonna say? He can't say anything until they have one, and I don't think they ever will. So
no,
not like that. What else you got, Donnie? What else are you doing?
They had an accessibility showcase, which was interesting, where they did 40 minutes highlighting accessibility in Xbox. And in brief, they're adding accessibility tags and an accessibility panel to the Microsoft Store. So you'll be able to filter the entire store based on games that have narrative game menus or input remapping or single stick games versus dual stick games and all that kind of stuff. Yep. They're also adding quick settings to let you quickly toggle accessibility features without leaving the game or an app. So I guess you'll be able to add it to your X bar menu or something like that if you want to. A system-wide night mode, global text-to-speech, and chat features are also in the works coming later.
I'd like to say that I think of all the console makers in all the land, Microsoft does this the best. They have made a real effort between their controller and stuff like this to bring people in who cannot play games in what we would say is a traditional way by holding a controller. And I think I want to see more people play video games, and the stuff that Microsoft does is heartwarming.
I do also have to say it's very incredible, by the way, that the Xbox accessibility controller is compatible with other consoles. It literally works with other consoles. So
that's Windows. That's Microsoft. That's the PC way.
No, I know, but it's good because the only other and it's Microsoft does this on a console level. as opposed to where specific developers at Sony do it. Like, I feel like every developer at Sony should literally be having a conversation with Naughty Dog about their accessibility features.
I agree with that.
Because The Last of Us 2's accessibility features were fucking god tier.
Yeah.
And I know this was Arcane and things are being put in motion and they're probably, I hope, gonna make some changes. But then you take a look at the accessibility features for like Deathloop and it's like not great. The subtitles, like the largest
it's not
size.
just Deathloop. It's like look at 95% of other games.
Right.
The reason that Last of Us stood out so much is because most games don't do any of it.
Don't do that. And the reason Microsoft stands out so much is that console makers don't do that.
Every console maker says they want to when they're asked, but Microsoft is the only one that can actually say, no, we have a program and emphasis to do it.
They put their money where their mouth was, and they took a risk when they announced that controller because it was at a really questionable time for them.
I do.
And a lot of people were, yeah, Donnie was mad, and like a lot of people felt that way then. And now I just want I've seen children's hospitals use that thing, and that thing is amazing. And it's like a very, I use it as a hallmark item when we talk about what games can do for people and what companies like this can do for them. So
super cool.
Halo Big Team Battle had a weekend. Impressions, I'm not sure you guys saw if you're on Twitter this weekend. Impressions around seemed to be great, unless you read Kotaku.
Kotaku's article on it was
Digital
so dumb.
Foundry did a shout out on performance where they talked about Series X, but also shouted out in a big way the performance of Halo Infinite on the Xbox One X. So, if you guys did not know, the Xbox One base console struggles to maintain 1080-30. Struggles.
Sure.
The One S is kind of in that boat as well, although they said, like, you know, it does a little bit better. There's a lot of dynamic resolution. Yeah. So you might be getting a lot of like 720p 30 on Halo Infinite on those old ones. The Series S, however, runs Halo Infinite 1080-60 locked.
That's great.
Which, again, that little console
I love
punches
it.
Up. The Series X is obviously the premier experience. It runs dynamic 4K at 60 or at 1080 120 frames per second.
Sure.
Which is the multiplayer that most people will play, right?
Yep.
The surprise, though, was shouted out by Digital Foundry was the Xbox One X. If you still have your last-gen console, runs at a very nice 4K 30 locked or 1080-60.
That blows my mind. That's fantastic to hear.
I feel like the game was designed for that console. So
I
wasn't necessarily shocked,
but
but after they put it back in the oven for a little bit, I was a little worried that it would come out super uber focused for next gen, and last gen would have a lot of issues. And it's nice to hear that it's still running very well across a wide range of consoles.
Doesn't Call of Duty run 1080p 60 on the One X as well?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like most multiplaer games run
it takes
at
up
1080 60.
I think you're right.
Call of Duty takes up the whole hard drive, so it better.
Because I played Modern Warfare. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare on One X was awesome.
Yeah,
I remember
at the
time. I remember at the time when we played that game upon release, I was like, this thing is like taking the One X for everything it can do, and I was very excited. I was like, how much better our next gen console is going to be? Like, if this is the experience on One X, like it's just going to be amazing, which it has been. And then over on Game Pass, we've got Back for Blood, Tabs, Ring of Pain, The Good Life, which is from Swery. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. That's the Deadly Premonition guy. He's made like this little life sim game. Procession Calvary, Visage, Rift Breaker, Destiny 2 Beyond the Light coming to PC, and Goner 2, Katana Zero, and Tales of Vesperia HD are leaving Game Pass.
Play Katana Zero.
Play Katana Zero. Buy Katana Zero. Don't
buy Katana Zero.
Katana Zero.
Buy Katana Zero. Yeah.
Buy Katana Zero and then buy somebody else a copy of Katana Zero.
It's so good. I want everybody at least try it while it's still on Game Pass. You'll get a discount on it if you're not done with it before it leaves. Do it. It's very good.
Love that game.
It's very good.
So and as I said, they have this controller. They're teasing a controller. It's shrouded in a shadow. We don't know what it is, but it's 20th anniversary, and there's a picture of a controller. I saw a lot of people that were like, "It's just a tease. It's not a real controller." That's not.
It'll be a real controller. It's a
real controller. Xbox loves selling all the controllers. It'll be another controller.
It's going to be original. Will it be original Xbox green?
I think it's going to be see-through green. It's going to be like the little custom shell that I put online.
Yep. I think so too.
Yep.
All right, that does it for our news. You know what, Dev? It's time for questions, and I'm punting it to you. I like delegating. This feels good. Hit me with some questions.
Let's get into these questions right quick. We're going to take about 5 of them.
I like that plan.
So we're going to start with Ryan Craig. He said, each of you can pimp out the recording space of one of your co-hosts. Who do you choose, and what upgrade do you choose for them? I'm gonna start because I'm tired of looking at Delvin's blank ass white wall. He got too much damn flair to be sitting here in his plain ass room. All right.
I was gonna pick him too and be like, I want to add a new camera and fix that. So I guess everybody's pimping out Delvin now.
So
That's where
I
I'm
have
at.
a question though. I have a question. Inside baseball, something was recorded on the weekend, and I want to know where the fuck it is because it was there in the recording and it's not here now. What the fuck did you do to your green screen, sir?
We recorded on different platforms, man.
Oh.
We didn't record on Melon because Melon sucks.
Woo! Woo! Does anybody
facts.
else want to weigh in on this question?
I want to
Spicy. I
paint.
feel like-
I want to do Haley's rooms just so I can paint it.
You
Yeah,
paint it?
if I upgrade Haley's bed, does that
Yeah,
move
that
for
counts. That's in the
podcasting
podcast
space?
space.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Can
do
we
that.
just like flip Haley's room?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
am going to paint
Yeah.
and clean
Anybody
Haley's
wants
room.
to help with that? Go ahead. Because
All right.
like literally, I'm sleeping on foam, people. It fucking sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to do something about that before you die. All right. What else?
I just need to buy a mattress, but they're like $300. So
I need
to
one of those
save.
sponsorships.
It's like,
for
can we get like
mattresses.
Habitat for Humanity up to Canada?
Good. Why are you? That's.
Have you seen the things that they build are way better than what Haley shows.
I mean, I know this. This
Jesus.
is. Holy
I need
crap.
one of those podcast sponsorships for mattresses, so they can give me the free mattress. I'll just sit in the
Get
house.
that purple mattress.
Yeah,
Get that
yeah.
purple
Let's get a
mattress.
purple mattress to Haley.
Purple.
Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, purple. If you want, I gotta get a mattress too. So could you call me? Like I
Just send us
hook it up.
one, you know?
I'll pimp your. I'll
Just
pimp
let
your
us know.
your mattresses.
Yeah.
All right, Dev. What
Let's
else we
get that
got?
sponsorship money.
Yeah.
Next up,
Yeah.
my boy JV the Monster over on Twitter.
excited
He
for
said,
this one.
here's my NWO related question because Donnie referred to us as NWO.
Oh my god.
For
Too
life.
sweet.
Oh my god.
Yep. He says, what video game character would make for the most entertaining wrestler? So, what are each of your wrestling names? We're going to start with the two Strong Style co-hosts,
Yeah.
Donnie and Delvin. Make it happen.
Let me start on the
Down,
second
let's
one
go.
first because I did an exercise. Because here's the thing. Here's how I looked at this. Obviously, we can't pick our own wrestling names because here's how this works. You pick your own wrestling name because you think it's really cool, and
Right.
then you get signed by Wrestling Territory, and then they give you some shit name. That's how
Yes.
life in the wrestling business works.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's what I did instead. I went to a wrestling name generator and I plugged all of our stuff in,
All
and
right.
here is what we got.
Tell us our wrestling names. I like this version of
I
this question
started
better.
with Hayley, who I put in as a baby face. You can either use your full name or just the middle part that they give you, either one independently. So Hayley is Hayley Taco Libre Miller, and
like
her,
That's good.
her finishing move is the Belmont bow tie.
I like.
it.
I'm here for
I like
this.
it.
All right.
I like
All right. Keep it moving. Let's
Elaine is
Libre.
Elaine the Chic Striker.
I like it.
yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
Finishing
And her
move.
Iron
finishing
Sheik.
move is the cheese squeeze.
This
you
is
go.
funny for a wide variety of reasons, and I'm a flex on that. That's good. That's perfect.
Devin, Tyus, and I went in as heels. I look at us as the tag team.
Yeah.
So Devin is Bambino Tyus, and his finishing move is the wake and bake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bambino.
I can't.
His tag team partner, myself, which I don't know how they got this, but I am Donnie the Muscle Hustle Reese,
The muscle hustle.
Yeah.
and my
Okay.
finishing move is aptly named the Freak Show.
I like it. I like it.
They
I like
nailed
it.
you.
They got this. And Delvin.
the champ in the stable is Delvin Cox, who is Delvin the Black Lung Cox. And I kid you not, random name generator gave his finishing move the camel toe.
Oh my god. I don't even want to answer the rest of the question.
I got nothing. That's it.
That's perfect.
I can't
That is
not-
perfect.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you. That was a beautiful piece of entertainment
Yes.
for the internet. I
Golf
can't
clap. Golf clap. That was
wake and
good
wake
job,
and
sir.
bake.
Wake
Def.
and bake. Let's go.
Wake
baby.
and bake.
Wake and
I
bake.
feel like that should be our tag team move, like the 3D, the wake and bake. It feels
Yes,
like
the
a
wake and
a
bake.
tandem move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the wake, he's the bake. Yeah.
Let's go.
Terrified to find out what the camel toe is.
Don't, do you need that explained to you?
That
Do you
might
need
get
that?
me-
Do you not know?
I'm
Do you
not-
need me to explain that to you?
If
I'm the
I do
only.
that move, I might get arrested.
Yeah,
Like,
you're definitely getting
Yeah, no,
arrested.
you-
like,
I mean-
Canceled
I mean,
something.
Delvin, it's obvious you're Joey Ryan.
yeah, and we see what happened to his career. Not good. Not good.
What video game character would make for the most entertaining wrestler? Does anyone have an answer for
Kratos.
this part?
Duke Nukem.
Those are both good answers.
I don't have an
The
answer.
Duke.
Young Kratos.
Come
I
on.
think Duke
Not
Nukem.
really
Yeah,
thinking.
Duke
Duke.
Nukem.
Kratos. No. Duke,
Kratos would be a great wrestler, but he's going to be a shit promo. Duke Nukem's got the
Yeah.
whole package.
But you gotta have both
Duke
of those
Nukem,
kind
yeah,
of.
for sure.
Yeah, Duke Nukem is a pretty
Duke
good.
Nukem on the mic.
Who is the main character in Bulletstorm? Any of the Bulletstorm characters would make great
I played
wrestlers.
Bulletstorm as Duke Nukem.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah,
It's Duke Nukem then. That's the one. That's it.
allows you to do that. It's a wild ride.
Anybody who screams dick hits is going to be a great
Yeah.
wrestler, right? Like so,
I mean,
Bulletstorm.
I
Right?
follow a TikToker who does salacious Duke Nukem things to his wife, and I show them to Melissa all the time.
We need to.
Are you an
Yeah.
elevator? Because I'd like you to go up and down on me.
That
Lord.
is terrible.
It's
Oh my
That's
2021.
amazing. That's good
De-
stuff.
I mean-
Dev, read the next question. Oh my
Yeah. good
God.
God.
Move us on. Move us on.
Let's take us to a nice wholesome place after this. Brendan,
good.
he asks, all right, I'm gonna be a first-time father at the end of March. What is
Congratulations.
the
Bradshaw,
worst?
friculations, man.
Yeah, buddy.
What is the worst advice you can give me?
Using like fabric diapers, using like the reusable
Cloth diapers? Really?
Yeah, cloth diapers.
That's the worst advice
That's
you
the
can give
worst
someone?
advice. Don't do that. That's gross. Nobody wants that.
I know people who have successfully done that.
And
So,
it's disgusting.
you know.
And it's disgusting.
It is
Boy,
disgusting.
worst advice. You guys are boys are not prepared. What is the worst advice?
I
We got
saw
a lot
somebody
of-
on Twitter say, don't let your kids sleep with you or let them sleep with you. And I would object to that because while I know that it's, like a stigma, don't let the kids sleep with you, or they're going to cry and everything. As a father of two kids, I honestly think those are some of my most memorable,
Yeah.
joyous memories is having, like, there's nothing like snuggling up to a
Yep.
little toddler and infant. So
That's my favorite part. Of
Yeah,
putting
that's
a
the
kid-
best
I still
part.
do that.
Yeah.
I
if you
still
take
do
that away, it's kind of not worth it.
They're just feral.
The only time they're quiet. They're quiet.
Word.
They're cuddly. It's just
Yeah.
nothing but love happening.
It's
Exactly.
cute when they're sleeping. And I want to make the point here, like people say that, but they're not gonna still sleep with you when they're teenagers. They're gonna hate you no matter what when they get to there. So just
Is it-
enjoy that shit while you got it. Like
I
you
guess
know what I mean? Like,
the wrestling, the mommy books and stuff will tell you that's hard to break, which I think it is, but like they'll naturally grow out of it.
they'll grow out of it. They grow out of lots of things.
They're not going to
My
be
son is
sleeping with you
5.
like when they're 7.
Right.
Like,
They're
still
gonna.
not-
there's-
No, both of my children will still. They still try.
When
my
when mine are
son,
sick. When mine are sick. they
yeah,
want
when
to.
mine are sick, we let
When
them
mine
do
are
it.
sick.
not even when they're sick. My kids still just want to sleep with us. My son, from the day he was born, was like, "I'm laying on one of you," and
That's yeah.
just
My
how
son
it's
was
gonna
the
be.
same way. My son was the same way.
And
you know what
he
the word?
still to this day does that.
Here's bad parenting advice. Put a bell on your children. Okay? You're not supposed to do that, but like my son is the kind of kid who's like really quiet.
Yeah.
So he'll do the thing where he sneaks into the room and stands by the bed and looks at you. And then you wake up and you're looking at a kid and you scream and they scream. Everybody cries. Wear a bell. All right? Just a little
Yeah.
jingly like a
I
cat.
can't give parenting advice, but I can say use a leash on your children. is
Yeah,
bad
that's good
parenting
advice.
I was going to
That's-
go with
that's
that
terrible.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Use
Yeah,
leash.
real bad advice.
Brendan,
I
for
have
real though, like
my advice is give them all the sugar. Just give them plenty of
all
sugar.
the time.
You know?
Right
All the
before
candy.
bed. First thing in
Yeah,
the
it's
morning.
great. It's great.
Never brush their teeth. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. They'll walk it off. For real though, Brendan, congratulations. That's a joyous thing, and we're all very excited for you.
Yes,
So.
yes, good stuff, good stuff. Do you have any advice, Delvin? You're over there, mighty.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
wanna
I
hear your
have.
voice.
I have. I have some advice. Look, Brendan, this is what you do. Baby don't want to go to sleep. Get you a bottle of Hennessy.
I knew this was
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
I knew
Mix
this
it
was
up.
coming.
Yeah,
Rub it on the
Mix it up.
gums.
yeah, rub it in there.
Shake that bottle. Hand
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you knock them
Next
right out.
baby go
If
night
you do it
night.
with schnapps, they like it. You're like, oh, it tastes
It's
good.
a little
doesn't
sweet. It's a little peachy. Get a
Yeah.
nice peach one. Yeah. Nice.
Or some
Sort of
Benadryl, you know, Benadryl's good.
Yeah, just the liquid kind. Take a sip. Here, kid, take a sip. It's
it? You know,
so-
there are
Full
those
syrup.
folks that like are anti-binkies, right?
Oh.
Yes.
yeah, that's a
some
thing.
terrible advice.
That's a
Don't do
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh boy. All right. Dev, hit us with one more. Let's do it.
Next question comes in from Blue Man Rule. He says, "When do you believe? I'm assuming PlayStation console exclusives will come to PC. Do you think it's foolish to wait? I'm waiting on Ghost of Tsushima to hit PC as rumored. I only have a PS4, so buying games for a less powerful console doesn't seem to be the right move. Right now, I'm rocking a 3070 Ti, AMD, a Zen 3 5600X.
It's a beefy
Guys'
computer.
thoughts?
I believe they will come. I don't. I think it's foolish to wait now until they do.
Yeah.
But eventually they will, because I've said it for a bunch. It's like you see it with Capcom. We've seen it with Xbox. It's just like free money. It makes a ton of money. It doesn't negatively impact sales on console as much as fanboys want to suggest that it does. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. There are people that want to buy on PC. There are people that want to buy on console. And having a game on one versus the other does not negatively impact the other. They're separate spaces.
I have a flip side thought on it though. Like I think wait. Like if here's the reason I say that. If you think the experience will be more what you want it to be by waiting, there are a million other video games to be played. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like there aren't games.
I was suggesting don't wait for it to start happening like as a thing. Like I wouldn't wait for that because it's going to be a while.
And that's okay.
But for Ghost, yeah.
But in general, it's going to be a while, but it's not like there aren't games to fill the time. You're not hurting for options. So if your experience is going to be so much improved by waiting it out and seeing if it happens, or getting a PS5 down the line, wait, what's the rush?
And in general, if you can wait, if you're not feeling the urge or missing
the
out
FOMO,
or FOMO, if you can wait, it only benefits everybody to wait. Like we say that all the time. Like everybody, the person who waits the longest wins.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yep.
Yeah, and
if you waited this long already, just keep waiting.
As for your time frame, I'm gonna go with for Ghost specifically. I'm gonna say you're probably waiting at least another year before it hits PC. For Sony releases in general, I don't know, maybe 2 years after release, I'd say.
I think that will start to speed up as they realize it's not affecting their sales, and as consoles are in the market, and
it's why they picked up Nixes as well.
I was gonna say
Nixes is specifically working on like porting PlayStation games to PC.
I've always. Do you think they'll ever allow PlayStation Now to like become a launcher and download? Because I've always thought that would be. I mean, on PC.
To download on PC.
On PC.
No, it doesn't download. Doesn't download.
Right?
It just streams on PC.
I always felt like that was the move, because then you can put your games on your launcher and spread your service faster. I always thought that's the move.
I think that's a smart move, and the more games, I think they'll get that once they have a library big enough to make sense on PC, then they go there. Then they go there. I think
once they actually get like
enough
the dividends from actually having PC games that they can then invest in doing that, then they will do so.
I don't think people realize how much PC money is out there. There's a lot of money in PC.
My question is, and this is for all of you, when do we see that long rumored but probably likely happening Bloodborne PC port?
Stop saying the God of War will probably be next. I don't know.
God of War is going to be next.
I think Bloodborne gets a remaster and a PC drop at the same time. That's what I want.
I mean, that's what's happening with Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. So they're getting like the PS5 version and the PC.
And I felt like for a long time, like when they were dabbling with PC, was like Drive Club. Did that come to PC?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if memory serves. They had one back on PlayStation 4, and people were like, "Yeah, but they're never going to put like their real first-party games." And it's like, man, they're putting Uncharted on PC. I love
Paris Lily's video for that, where he just throws all the PS4 cases on the ground. He's like, "I'm laughing at all these fools," and I'm like, "Yes."
I love him.
Yeah,
he's great.
All right, Dev, it's money. Dev, hit us with one more, and then we out of here.
Last question comes from Ray. He said, "This is an interesting one. Should Xbox secure the rights to their own Marvel character game? And if so, who? I'd love to see an open world Black Panther game." It's just for you, Donnie.
I will say this. I'm going to say no. And I say no for this. They should go the other route and secure a DC game.
Dude, if they got Batman exclusive, people would be so pissed.
And it would be awesome.
So mad.
It would be good. That would be a good choice. That would fit. I'm gonna say the unpopular thing. I'm right at the border of superhero fatigue in general with video games, and I just don't think I want any more of it personally. But
thank you, Elaine.
I think DC would be a better move than Marvel, because I'm extra done with Marvel. Like, it's just been so much. You know what I mean?
I'm never gonna reach that fatigue point. I mean, I literally have, Kryptonian writing on my arm for people who aren't familiar. However, you're asking me to do the one thing I fucking hate, which is like, I've talked about how much I don't like splitting like the industry into this exclusive thing. But for the sake of this question, if I have to pick a character, do a fucking Shadowcat game.
That would be all right. I don't know. It's different. I don't know. I think it has to be Batman. I really do. I think I agree. That it has
think
to be
it should
anyone who
actually
doesn't
be
know who
Superman.
Shadowcat is,
You want
it's
Superman?
Kitty Pryde.
I was going to say Iron Man.
Superman's fucking boring. Like, to me.
Fuck you!
I
Elaine,
He's a goody
wholeheartedly
two-shoes.
you're my
agree with you.
hero. You're my
I
hero.
wholeheartedly agree with you. I hate
He's
Superman, which is
he's
why I want
boring.
Xbox to take him.
Oh,
Just go ahead,
fuck
Xbox.
you, Dad.
Take Superman.
I have a character.
Get him
I
out of
think would be
here.
perfect.
Oh,
Hang
my
on a second,
God.
Delvin. So my answer to this long standing is the need part of the question is what I don't like. Do they
That's fair.
need
No.
an exclusive
No,
superhero
they
game to
don't.
compete
No,
in the
they
game
don't.
business?
No,
They
no.
don't.
No.
No one
Are
does.
there enough people out there that apparently are making their console decisions based on which one can give them the most exclusive superhero?
No.
Apparently so.
No.
Because every
No,
damn
no,
time
he's-
somebody
no, Donnie's not
shows a
wrong. There
superhero
are,
character, they go absolutely bananas on the internet and make YouTube
Yeah.
videos. So
Yeah.
in that regard, if Xbox wanted to go down that path, I mean, I'd be fine with it. I think it's okay. But the thing that's being lost in this is everybody looks at this like it's like media rights, like videos,
Yeah.
like movies.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just snap up some. There's been 1,000 superhero games.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
90% of them suck
They
because
suck.
90% of them weren't made by Insomniac. Right?
Well-
like, who's going
And they
to
were
do
really
it?
shitty movie tie-ins.
Who's going
Yeah.
to do it?
The Arkham games were good, and that's
The Arkham
why
games
that's
were
why
good,
I would
you
say
know.
Batman.
Rocksteady.
But that's Rockstar.
Right.
They'd have to buy them.
I know they
Also,
could.
which also I
But they
can't
s-
preclude because there's still the possibility that in the merger here for Discovery,
You could
their
buy
gaming
Rocksteady,
division-
but I don't think you can buy Batman.
No,
No,
that's
you can't,
correct.
but
would
you-
have
they-
to license it. But
They'd have to
Rocksteady is
license
good.
it from Warner Brothers.
And
But
see, so like that's the
I feel
thing.
like
It's like
Warner
just because
Brothers
they
is
get
fine licensing it if they get
Yes.
enough money.
I
And
agree.
do
like
too. I do
Microsoft
too.
Has enough money.
the point that I'm
Yes.
trying to make is simply getting access to a superhero doesn't
No.
mean
And
that
the
it's
game's gonna
what
be
you
good.
want. People
Yeah.
are looking for a Spider-Man competitor. It's like,
Well-
dude, we have Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers, and both of them. I mean, Guardians isn't out yet. Both of them don't look so hot.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. They really
No.
don't.
You know, like
that's why I like the idea. I think the gritty Batman would fit better with Microsoft.
Also,
I-
too.
Look,
personally
let's be
would
honest.
rather have original created IP that can exist with the brand.
I agree
So
with
you're
that
not
too. but
beholden
I
to
agree with
something
that.
else.
But that's not the question.
That's not the question. It's a
Exactly.
hypothetical. It's
Let's
fine.
be honest.
question.
When we're talking about games that don't look so hot, I love the concept of Gotham Knights. I'm all in on Gotham Knights. Let's be honest. The original gameplay
No.
reveal did not look so hot either.
The
No,
point
I
does stand
I
that
wasn't down for that at all.
most
Like Arkham to me.
most of superhero games aren't great. That's a case
Yeah.
in point. Yes,
Like
that's
it was
true.
a revelation when Rocksteady's Batman came around. Everybody's like,
and
"Oh
it was
my
good.
god!"
And it was
Right?
good.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
got the Spider-Man version of that, which
Right.
is good, but that doesn't mean that every version of that is going to be good.
No, it's not. But I mean, in a
We'll
hypothetical
wait and
world,
see how Wolverine turns out.
I'm
If
curious
Wolverine
about
is
that one.
good, Then
I'm curious
maybe.
about that one.
Yeah.
No, thank you to everybody
less
for
about
writing
that.
in.
We
if
know.
you didn't,
We're not talking to you about that.
Well, no, you are talking to me. The question was asked on
It's
my
not about
podcast.
Wolverine. We're not talking to you about Wolverine.
children, fight nicely, or I'm turning this podcast around. In fact, I am turning this podcast around. We're done here. Thank you to everybody who wrote in with questions. If you didn't get yours read, don't worry. We keep a running list for weeks when maybe there isn't news for us to read. Hayley, thank you for visiting. Or excuse me, Taco Libre. Thank you for visiting this podcast.
Oh, you changed my
Taco
name.
He changed them all.
You will forever be known as Taco Libre.
Taco Libre. You should make that your Twitter display name immediately.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Not. Absolutely not, because that's how game developers and
Oh
people
no! Look
recognize
at you
me.
being an adult. Unacceptable. All right, before we get out of here, let me give a shout out to our Patreon on air producers. They are Michael Masick, Edwin Calo, Stephen Keller, Nick Creature, Ben Moxham, Nick Faulhaber, Paul Callicoat, Kyle Haiman, Devin Tyus, Josh Borbone, RJ Kern, Horse Girl 69,
Nice.
Zack Adams, Joe Wilson, and AJ Pentecost. Thank you to everybody who supports us at that on-air producer level, and thank you to everybody supporting the show in general, because this is a dumpster fire some weeks, and boy, do we love you guys for continuing to listen. So, just a steaming, delicious dumpster fire. But I think that's going to do it. Am I right, y'all?
yeah.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, so until next week, play some video games, y'all.